It's been years since I've done one of these videos, but today I would like to present what I would consider my final tribute to someone that I would consider the most important that ever walked into my life. It's funny how I swore things would always work out if I just pushed a little harder, suffer a little longer. But they don't work like the movies and TV, or hell, even like on the radio. You know, all those little songs you hear. No, no, it's not like the story arc is will they, won't they, then they do, and everything's just honky peachy dory. Or like in the songs where you go, oh, if you just suffer more, it shows you really care. No, no, no. That is complete bullshit. What can I say? I was an idealist at one point. That's my bad. But you know, relationships, and dare I say even friendships, there's a certain beauty in the simplicity of them. But every yin has a yang, so that's where the ugliness tends to come out, is in their complications. But you know what? Me personally, I think that's what makes them worth it. It's both the good times and the bad. For those of you who have been here since the beginning, you might know who I'm talking about. You might even know her by name. I have told the story of us through videos of mine. The first one that I ever did was a 7-minute off-the-cuff rant about her. And I think anybody, even a blind man, could see at that point in time, God, I think anybody could see that I was head over heels for her. And even though I didn't specifically say it, not that I was scared to, or maybe there was a little. No, I'm pretty sure it was, I just didn't want it getting back to a particular somebody, and then consequences follow. Just did not feel like repeating a piece of personal history, if I may be so frank. Then, of course, came the separation at one point. It didn't exactly come out of the blue. Oh no, there was definitely warning signs. And I guess I just failed to even understand what they were, let alone acknowledge them. But that bit of separation, it did do good in the form of I came up with two of my most challenging creations through it. The Child of Broken Dreams, for one, and then another that, well, frankly, it looked like it belonged in a Clive Barker flick. Nearly being a year isolated away from her, that was definitely something I knew I never wanted to do again, if I could help it. As I seem to recall things, things actually went rather well for a time. Being reunited, of course. Though, I guess certain parts of life started to pick up. Things at the job started getting to be, well, more involved. More time being spent there. More time trying to put time into projects. It really did become a struggle to maintain the simple connections. It grew more challenging because stress, uncertainty, and maybe some unmet expectations. All around, it can leave you in quite a mess, especially when a certain repeated joke gets repeated more times than you prefer. I'm just saying, when a certain joke gets made so many times that only the creator is laughing, is it really even a joke at that point? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've read plenty of joke books, and I don't have any particular answer and all of that. But though, the fairness due, every time said joke was made, yeah, I couldn't help but laugh, maybe even roll my eyes about it, like, whatever, joke's funny, not. But, today, I think depending on the circumstances be damned at times, I think today I would have the balls to say, okay, dude, just give it a rest, okay? Because that joke is so old, it's rolling with my grandma, okay? As some of you might have picked up from these old works of mine, she was something special. And indeed she was. I was hoping not to fuck things up, but I did several times before getting separated out like that. And, well, I'll plenty more after the fact. Repeatedly, I'd even say. And not even just little things. Some things, I might have to admit, they were spectacular in fashion. You could even say towards the end, there was nothing but fuck-ups. But, words said wrong, actions that could have been done better, and choices that could have been made with more care. Especially one night that I can recall vaguely. And I say vaguely, yeah, actually with precision right there. There was some frustration, some form of resentment, and whatever thread it was all hanging by. And I can't remember the exact words that were thrown, but I do remember towards the end, at least I said it. I said something along the lines of, fuck you and fuck your God too. Gee, where have I heard that before? Sounds like it might be a Slayer lyric somewhere. Now, what has happened since that night, over 10 years ago? I will not speak for her, but I will say for myself, the journey was weird. It was messy. At first, there was a storm of anger, confusion, and maybe even just a little bit of wonder. But when the door seemed airtight and sealed, that's when I fell. Straight, head first, into a bottle. Drank my way down to the bottom. Drank myself through many, many bottles, trying to find answers to all of the questions. Like, what did I do? Could I have done things better? And did she really ever care? I have, and so many more questions. Like, what if I had just said something a little bit different? Or maybe gone quiet. Just took off one night without so much as a goodbye. Of course, it didn't help that things around me weren't getting any better. There was, in fact, an incident. I won't go into details, but there was a certain family crisis that, in ways, it had a lot of similarities of some of the things I just went through. And I got curious. I poked around myself, tried to ask a question here and there, and I'll tell you what. It was something unique, to say the least. Almost blamed myself for that incident too. But I came to realize that was something not caused by my own hands. But I have to say, after picking through that particular tragedy, realizing what Love Triangle had blistered and made it sickly, it showed me a path I'd rather not take. Because one thing's for sure, a love triangle is cute for a book or a movie, but not so much in real life. Tears of a Clown is one thing, but it's no longer cute when you involve others in your delusions. It was after that I had spent many nights and days, usually under the time clock, with nothing but time to pass for dollars. When it's all so mind-numbing, and does anybody stay sane? Well, at first it was, wouldn't this be funny? That was the kind of ideas that would float around. Wouldn't this be funny? That and some were, hey, after this, let's go take a do that thing. Though somewhere along the way, the thoughts sort of became, you know, I'll bet you anything. If we had just done this, things would be different. Oh, yeah. And not just different a little. Oh, no, it would ripple across time, and things would just probably be better. Oh, so great. Sure, whatever. I mean, maybe. Then again, maybe it would, maybe it wouldn't. Who knows? Guess I'll never know. But changes, big or small, as far as I could tell you, well, they would definitely certainly be interesting. But to tell you the truth, I don't know if I would want them. That's right. Over the years, I thought I could untangle the mess, fix everything, make things right, and put them into better places. Try as I might, though, there's a reason some folks use the broken plate metaphor. You know, the one where you break a plate, then tell it you're sorry. Does the plate get fixed? No. No, it does not. Then again, some things aren't meant to be mended. Some things they're just not supposed to be. As I have gotten older, I've realized some people are not meant to stay. There are lessons to be learned, a moment of time to build, then to let go, so you can stand out and meet someone new. Maybe that was my biggest mistake. Staying a bit too long. Holding out for too long. Or maybe it was clinging to fantasy. Anyway, I look back at it now, one of two things stands for sure. She was my favorite mistake. No doubt about it. Through all the things, good and bad, there is not 1 minute I feel was wasted on her. Might feel foolish for how much of myself I invested into her, but not the time. I know who I am, and allow me to reveal that to you. This is who I am. Not the mask itself. This is just foam and 3D printed plastic. No. This here, ladies and gentlemen, is actually what I would consider Blackheart in as he is right now. A monstrous, diabolical looking little ugly bastard. The ugly bastard underneath the flesh you see before you. Now, it looks like a monster, and to many of those people, they'd be right. But, as a lot of you might recall from the videos, it didn't start out like this. And if you've seen the sketches, you know that there was supposed to be a gentle evolution of sorts to him. But I never got the chance to make all those evolutions. So, sometime years ago, roughly 2-3 years now, I started to make this guy. Just because I felt like he needed an update. He needed to reflect how I felt currently. So, that is why he stands as this pair of masks with, these were just for fun to go with it. But some of you would probably call this a misunderstood creature. And you would also be right. It's all in the way it is seen. And I'll have to reiterate once again, he did not start out like this. But, so too as there was once an evolution for this, I think, like him, I think we both share one thing in common. I don't think we will both stay like this forever. So, if I may, on this day, I'd like to propose a toast. To the one who shook me up and left me with a newfound sense of wonder, wherever the hell you are. If you hear this, which I doubt you will, this one's for you. Life keeps coming, and coming hard. Phrasing. And I mean every damn word of this tribute. You will always be my favorite disaster. You gave me a lot to think about and a lot of direction with a big swift kick in the ass. And you know what? It's probably what I needed at the time. So, to you, on your birthday, this is my final tribute to you.